Hi, here with Senator Pittman here. He came for a youth and government meeting, and we're going to interview him on some questions. So the first question, what inspired you to get involved in public services and eventually run for state senator?
Well, I got inspired by a couple things. When I grew up in the 80s, I watched and followed Ronald Reagan, and I was very, very close to observing the impacts of the Cold War at the time, which was a very unsettling time in our country. And the second impact that got me involved was the economics of our area, all the jobs that were lost in the coal mining industry back in the 90s that affected my family and so many of my classmates that purchased line. And so those two things really drove me to want to be involved in public service.
Next question. Looking back, what role did high school and extracurricular activities play in shaping your career path?
Absolutely huge role. I was very involved. I was not a student athlete, but I was very involved in the high school band. I was very involved in the school plays. I was very involved in student government. And all of those things were a big help in getting me involved in wanting to do more.
What does a typical day in state senate look like for you?
There is no typical day, which is why I love the work. Every day is different. There are days where I get to spend time with students. There are days where I spend time in my office meeting with constituents. There are days where I'm in Harrisburg doing legislative work down there. So every day is different, which is one of the greatest things I enjoy about my work.
What issues do you think most affect young people in our state today?
I think I'll go back to the demographics. The young people in our state today have some real opportunities in front of them if they choose to stick around in our region, because we have an aging population. And what comes with an aging population is greater opportunity for the youthful generation to step in and fill voids that are being created by those who are aging out of the workforce.
How can students and young citizens who may not be able to vote yet still have an impact on government decisions?
Well, you can advocate for any position that you want. You can be involved in organizations and programs like this, but you can also be involved in the campaign process. There's nothing that stops somebody who's under 18 from being involved in a political campaign or trying to work in a political party organization or doing things of that nature. So you absolutely have an opportunity to be involved and to make a difference, even if you're not 18.
What advice do you have for students interested in a future career in politics, law, or public service?
Just to step forward, to be engaged, to find a passion, to figure out what it is you have an interest in, and come up with a way to get involved in that, and to not be shy. That's probably the biggest thing, the biggest takeaway I can give. Don't be shy about engaging in the process.
How do you and other legislators incorporate the voices of the youth into decision-making process?
Well, we do our very best to listen to all of our constituents, whether they're 18 years of age or younger. And we all, I believe, have the interests of the future generations at heart. And we're not mind readers, so we don't always know what's on your mind or what's important to you, which is why we try to communicate with students all the time. But we do very much want to address whatever concerns you think you have in terms of what your future holds.
What do you think the most challenging part of your job is, and how do you handle that pressure?
The most challenging part of the job is disappointing people. I do not like to disappoint people. Human nature lends to us wanting to make people happy, right, and help people. I have abilities to help people and to make things better in our community, but I also don't have a magic wand, and I can't fix everything, and I can't be all things to all people all the time.
Who has been the biggest influence or mentor in your political career?
That would be Senator White, Senator Don White, my predecessor.
And what do you hope your legacy will be as a state senator in future years? How do you want people to look back?
I just hope that whenever I am done serving the people of this district, that they look back and see that I made every effort to make this community better than the way I found it.
If you could go back and give your high school self one piece of advice, what would it be?
To not burn bridges, to build friendships with everybody and anybody, because you never know where those relationships will lead.
And then I just have 2 more questions.
Okay.
Number 1, what was your favorite TV show growing up?
Favorite TV show growing up?
Or movie?
Cheers. Cheers was favorite TV show, and Star Wars was favorite movies.
And what was your first car?
My first car was a Pontiac Sunbird, a red Pontiac Sunbird.
All right, thank you.
Very good.
Thank you for watching our interview with Senator Pittman. I hope you enjoyed.